After college, James Reyes was chosen by an alien Scarab to be its partner. This gave him an extraordinary suit with special powers. He became a superhero known as Blue Beetle in Palmyra City. James had just returned home after graduating from college and reuniting with his family. He was happy to be back, but soon learned that his family was about to lose their home. Their family business had gone bankrupt because they couldn't compete with a big company called Cord Industries. To make matters worse, his father had a heart attack, and they didn't have enough money to keep their family afloat. James wanted to help his family, so he started looking for a job. However, despite his qualifications and being a recent graduate, no one wanted to hire him. His sister, Milagro, decided to assist him and got him a job as a cleaner at the mansion of Victoria Cord, the CEO of Cord Industries. While Yami and Milagro were working at Victoria Cord's mansion, she returned and had a discussion with her niece, Jenny Cord. They talked about a failed police technology called the One-Man Army Corps, or OMAC for short. Jenny disagreed with Victoria continuing the project, as it had already been shut down. Years ago, Jenny's dad, Ted Cord, used to be the CEO of Cord Industries before he disappeared. Jenny wanted Victoria to stop the OMAC project, but Victoria refused and threatened Jenny not to interfere. James saw this confrontation and decided to help when he noticed Jenny was uncomfortable. James' intervention got him and his sister, Milagro, fired from their jobs at the mansion. They were waiting for someone to pick them up when Jenny came out and apologized for getting them fired. She gave James her contact number for a new job she was offering him. James was unsure at first, but talked to his dad and decided to accept the job. The next day, the whole family dropped James off in front of Cord Industries. They were overly enthusiastic and embarrassed him with their loud cheers of support. Meanwhile, Jenny snuck into a restricted area and stole the Scarab artifact, which Victoria had found in Antarctica. James saw Jenny in the elevator as she was escaping and followed her. The alarm went off, and Jenny handed James the box containing the Scarab artifact, warning him not to open it or touch what was inside. James told his family about it, and they urged him to open the box. When they did, the Scarab artifact jumped onto Yami's face, causing panic. Rudy tried to help, but the artifact sent electricity throughout the house, throwing Rudy away. The Scarab artifact entered James' body, and he screamed as he transformed. His entire body was covered in a blue armor made of Scarab beetles. A woman's voice, which was the Scarab, spoke to him, and James was launched into space for a moment before falling back to Earth. Wings sprouted from his back, saving him from falling into the water. He landed on a car, which his armor protected him from, cutting a bus in half in the process. James was sent flying again and ended up back in his home, naked after the armor systems check was complete. When James woke up, he quickly put on his clothes and was shocked to see the blue Scarab sticking out of his back. Before he could leave to find Jenny, Rudy explained that the police might work for Cord Industries. If they discovered the military device inside James, the government could get involved, and the whole family might be in trouble. James' mother didn't want him to go, but he escaped while they were arguing. James searched for Jenny to ask for help in getting rid of the Scarab inside him. He found her trying to leave Cord Industries. Jenny saw him, and they both escaped from Victoria's mercenaries. James took Jenny to his house, but Rudy didn't like it and kept complaining. Jenny asked about the Scarab's location and learned it was inside James. Jenny explained that the Scarab artifact was a sentient bioweapon given to her father when she was a kid. The Scarab chooses its host, and it willingly chose to bond with James. Jenny didn't know how to remove it, but she knew about her father's vault, where they might find answers. To enter the vault, they needed a digital key hidden at Cord Industries. Rudy dropped James and Jenny off in front of Cord Industries, and they went inside to steal Ted Cord's watch, which also served as the digital key to his vault. But before they could escape, they encountered Carapax, Victoria's bodyguard, who was sent to retrieve the Scarab. James fought Carapax, who had the OMAC prototype fused to his body, while Jenny went back to the car with Rudy. Seeing that James was struggling, Rudy and Jenny managed to help him escape from Carapax. They all got into the car and headed to Jenny's childhood home. During the drive, James informed Jenny and Rudy that the Scarab had introduced itself as KG Day. When they arrived at Cord's mansion, Jenny used her father's watch to open the door to his secret laboratory, where he used to operate as the superhero Blue Beetle. While Rudy was hacking into Ted's computer, James and Jenny went upstairs. Kg the Scarab, healed James' wounds. Jenny shared that her father, Ted, spent his life studying the Scarab. Jenny's mother inspired Ted to become a superhero, but the Scarab didn't choose him. So, Ted created his own suits and gadgets and became the superhero Blue Beetle. After Jenny's mother died, Ted lost himself and mysteriously disappeared. Jenny admired James' close relationship with his family, but felt jealous because she wanted a family like that. They opened up to each other, and just as they were about to kiss, Rudy interrupted them, saying he successfully hacked into Ted's computer. They returned to Ted's lab and discovered that Kg had once fused with someone who created the OMAC suit. The only way for James to remove the Scarab was for the host to die, which was disheartening. James argued with Rudy and Jenny and walked away. Rudy followed him, encouraged him to accept the Scarab, and suggested that maybe it was his destiny. As they talked, they saw Victoria's helicopter passing by, heading to James' home to find him. James tried to transform into his Scarab suit, but couldn't. Remembering Rudy's words about the Scarab protecting its host, he jumped off the roof and Kg finally appeared. James flew back home and protected his family from Victoria's mercenaries. When Victoria realized bullets couldn't harm the Scarab suit, she ordered her men to fire at James' family. James shielded them from the bullets and defeated most of the soldiers. However, his father, Alberto, had a heart attack, and James tried to run to him, but was caught by an electrical claw from Carapax. The family house exploded, and Alberto was declared dead. The next day, the Reyes family decided to rescue James together. Jenny took them to Cord Mansion, where they used Ted's armored airship, the Bug Ship, to rescue James. They laid out a plan, borrowed gadgets and guns from Jenny's father, and headed to the island fortress near Cuba, where James was held prisoner, and the OMAC was being developed. They defeated most of Victoria's mercenaries using the Bug Ship. Jenny and Milagro infiltrated the base and found the room where the OMAC units were being powered up by the Scarab. Meanwhile, Victoria planned to create super soldiers by downloading the Scarab's code into the OMAC neural system, likely killing James and Sanchez. Her lead scientist disagreed. He wanted to keep James alive to learn more about the Scarab, but Victoria ignored him. The extraction of the Scarab's codes had begun, and James was in excruciating pain. His organs were failing, and his pulse was dropping. In his pain, he saw a vision of his father, who encouraged him to embrace his destiny. James accepted Kg as his host, and as he reached out to it, Jenny and Milagro placed explosives on the generator. They moved away from the generator, and the explosives exploded. However, it was too late, because the code had already been downloaded into Carapax's OMAC suit. James managed to free himself from his restraints, and Sanchez helped reboot his Scarab suit. But sadly, Sanchez was killed by Carapax. James ran away from Carapax, who now had a fully powered suit, and met his Nana. She used a high-tech machine gun borrowed from Jenny to take down the mercenaries. They returned to the Bug Ship, but realized that Jenny and Milagro hadn't come back yet, so James went back for them. Jenny had been knocked out by the explosion and was captured by Victoria. Milagro was being chased by mercenaries when James arrived to help her. James defeated the mercenaries, and Milagro hugged him. Rudy appeared beside them, and they were surprised to see a body fall near them. Milagro ran to hug Rudy. James realized that Jenny was missing, and before he could search for her, Carapax arrived, and they had a fierce fight. James was losing, but Rudy appeared and threw stones at Carapax. Carapax shot Rudy with a rocket, and James, thinking Rudy was dead, became furious and wanted to avenge his father and uncle. James used all his power and strength to fight Carapax, and just when he was about to deliver a fatal blow, Kg reminded him that they weren't killers. It showed James Carapax's past, how he lost his mother as a child due to a bomb attack and became a soldier manipulated by Victoria for her OMAC project. Carapax had led a painful life that had turned him into a cold-hearted man. James felt sorry for Carapax, put his sword away, and pulled him up. He told Carapax that his love for his family had made him strong. Jenny, on the other hand, was in a helicopter with Victoria, who was confident about her project. Jenny used a protective foam gadget that killed the pilots and caused the helicopter to crash. Both Jenny and Victoria survived the crash. When they landed, Jenny destroyed the duplicated Scarab code. An enraged Victoria ordered Carapax to kill Jaime and Jenny. However, for the first time, Carapax didn't obey her. He let Jaime and Jenny escape while setting his OMAC suit to explode. He walked towards an illusion of his mother, smiling, and the suit exploded, destroying the island with Victoria on it. Jaime returned to the bug ship, where he reunited with Jenny, his family, and Rudy, who was miraculously alive. They all hugged and cried tears of joy because the ordeal was finally over. After all that happened, Jenny became the new CEO of Cord Industries. The Reyes family took some time to mourn Alberto and visited their old burned home. The entire neighborhood came to offer their condolences and support. Jenny arrived later to join the family. She gave Rudy a new truck and informed them that Cord Industries would be responsible for rebuilding the Reyes family's home. Jenny said goodbye after a while as she was going back to her father's mansion. Jaime offered to fly her there. Before they left, Jaime and Jenny shared a kiss, with Jaime in his Scarab suit. They flew away in Ted Cord's lab, and the powers came on. They received a garbled transmission from Ted Cord, confirming that he was still alive.